All right, welcome to another episode of the Perspective Podcast. Today we have Natalie on the show. Natalie, thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
Of course, thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, if you're a first-time watcher, podcast is about hardship and adversity that our guests have faced in order to give you guys some tools to navigate through your own situations. So it's an authentic conversation. You know what I mean? We have one question really just that's prepared beforehand, which is, tell us about some hardships, adversity, some things that have shaped you. What do you think are some moments that truly has shaped you the most? And it's just an organic conversation, free flow. So you guys will be learning just like I will in real time. So, Natalie, again, thank you. This is super vulnerable. You know what I mean? So I want to thank you again for having the courage to come on the show. I can already see you kind of like getting a little, maybe, I don't know. It can be intimidating.
A little, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm ready. I'm here. So let's make the best of it. Let's chat. Let's talk. Let's open up.
Nice.
So, okay. We can talk about, let's say, I think what shaped me into the person that I am right now, even though I'm not all the way there yet, I'm still in the process of becoming, but I would say like meeting new people, betrayal, and I feel like I've met a lot of the same people and different people, if that makes sense. Like I've met a lot of the same personalities and different people, and every time I have like a new revelation. So every time I meet a new person with like the same personality as someone I've known before, or like the same way of thinking, I've noticed that I've handled the situations differently or the people differently. And I think that's like a big part of my growth is revelation, like learning how to navigate and like get over things and learn how to manage like just growth, I'd say.
You look like you're getting in your head a lot right now.
Yeah, I do.
Is it because like you're just trying to figure out the right words, or is it just because like it's emotional?
I don't want to say anything the wrong way. Like I'm trying to make it simple so that you can understand where I'm coming from without making it too abstract.
I feel like that just confused me. I was following you
really
until you
like,
said that.
Okay, so like I'm trying to make it as simple and flat as possible without getting too deep into it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I do want to get like, a little deep into it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I want to understand what you mean. Because I understand what you mean, and I get it. Because I've come across that myself, where you kind of like, you know what I mean, seeing a lot of like character traits that are, it's almost like the human experience. You know what I mean? We have certain motivations. You know what I mean? Some people kind of like to, people fend for themselves a lot. You know what I mean? And you feel like, everyone's looking for their best interest. Mm-hmm. And that comes in so many different ways. But I want to get to the root of what you're talking about. Because you're saying you're coming across like the same thing. Is it like the same thing over and over again? Or are you coming across like what's that? I want to understand that.
So I don't know, how can I put it? So like I feel like in life you meet the same person over and over again in different bodies. Like you'll meet people who have the same habits in different bodies. Like, have you ever met someone you're like, oh, that reminds me of this person? Or have you ever been through something with someone you're like, oh, wait, I've been through this before. I recollect this. This is something that I'm familiar with, but it's a totally different person. That's like what I mean. So like that could be friends, that could be like platonic relationships, that could be romantic relationships.
You're meeting the same person in different bodies.
Yeah, like the same habits, the same beliefs, the same motives. Like I feel like a lot of people have almost the same way of thinking.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
That sounds like a dream. That sounds like a nightmare.
You think so? I think that's just life.
Some
like
Matrix shit.
I feel like you meet people that are almost like, it's like a lesson again for you to figure out what you're going to do this time. Like, I feel like it's just a lot of tests over and over again.
Yeah.
Meeting the same person and trying to figure out, okay, what do I do now with from my knowledge of the last person that was like this before? How am I going to navigate this now? How am I going to react now that I know, like...
Is there any, like, good? Have you met new people recently who are, like, not in that mold?
Yeah.
But for the majority?
Majority, like I would say my closest relationships have been repetitive, and like I've seen patterns of the same person over and over again.
What does that look like?
Um, well, like for example, with women, I'm gonna speak from a woman's point of view because it's hard to speak for like the men's side.
Yeah,
But
no, I respect it.
for women, like I've had lots of friends that are women, and I've had lots of friends that like have said the same thing, but they're different people. Like, oh my God, like they almost think it's a compliment to say, oh, I wish I had your life, or oh, like I wish I had those opportunities like you, like, oh, I love your life. Things like that. Like those compliments are kind of like, do you envy me? Because like it begins with, oh, I love your life. I love what you do. I'm so inspired by you. And then it always ends with like jealousy or envy. Like I don't know. I would say a lot in women.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a repetitive pattern meeting women that
Now we're making sense.
yeah, yeah.
Now
Okay.
we're making sense.
Okay,
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
glad.
Because I feel like I noticed that in women. Like I feel like a lot of them, you talk to one, you talk to everyone. You know what I mean? Almost. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like they have so many similar ways to operate. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
and
it's
I
you
would
know
say like social media as well plays a big role in
right.
the way women think, or just people in general, but I want to like
This is
focus
legit.
on women.
Good.
Social media plays a big role because
Facts.
everything on social media is subconsciously being like put into your brain. So like the things that you say, the music you listen to, like for example, right now he showed you a video of him cutting hair. You listened to the song and you were just mumbling it over there. Like subconsciously people do those things. They pick up on those things. So I feel like women, like they pick up on those traits, and like I don't know, on especially like on TikTok. TikTok, we have such short attention spans, so when we watch videos, we are soaking in all these 30-second videos. And
Yeah.
without noticing, we're singing the songs or we're repeating the quotes that we see.
Yeah.
Like, okay, for example, I'm going to say like right now, for women, like the whole I'll take your man thing, right? For example, that's very popular. There's songs about it, there's TikToks about it, there's videos about it. Like that's a very common popular thing for women to talk about, laugh about, joke about, do. So that's not even like the tip of the iceberg. Like even like the way you look, for example, like there is an ideal look for a woman, and that is always being pushed out and pressed upon women. It's always like, okay, you have to be skinny, you have to have big boobs, you have to have a big butt, you have to have nice straight hair all the time, long hair all the time. These are always like being subconsciously what's the word for it, like it trains your mind to think that way. And I feel like women just fall into those traps and they make themselves insecure, and that's the root of the problem, is the insecurity that comes from all these subconsciously things that are programming your mind to think the way you think. Like
Right.
women, I want to say like especially young women, like women my age, they take everything that they see and everything that they hear, and they can't have a mind of their own. They have to rely on social media to make their personalities, to make the way they talk. Like
This is it.
a lot of the women all the time, like even like little things like clock it, or that's tea, or that's not giving. Those are things
Right.
that we see on social media that are in our brain, are subconsciously programming us to act the way we act and do the things we do.
Yeah.
And people don't see it as that deep, but it is that deep. And
Right.
that's why a lot of women nowadays do the things that they do and say the things that they say. And
This is facts.
music is a big part of it as well. Like, as you can see, music,
It's everything.
it is. Like,
It's a game. You know what I mean? Like this programming, they knew what they were doing. The people who are creating this media stuff since forever. That's why it's programming. It's always like, welcome to today's program.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they've been doing this shit for decades, generations.
Yeah,
Like it's
I'm glad
always
you know.
been that.
I'm glad you know, because not a lot of people understand that. Like, these things are being pushed out, not just by TikTok, not just by the algorithm. These things are being pushed out by bigger
Satan
forces,
worshipers.
like CIA. No, literally, I'm on the same page as
The
you.
Satan worshippers.
Literally, like these things are being pushed out, especially for not just young women. We could focus on men too. Like the rappers that men listen to program them as well. The whole shooting, bang bang, gra gra boom, all that stuff that men listen to, it gets them activated to go and do those things. And I feel like it targets like the pop community, like people of color. It's really targeting that community. So like you see a lot of Hispanic and black women and Hispanic and black men falling into those traps, and those traps are being placed there by higher powers. So I feel like, I don't know. I just think people need to start having a mind of their own and start focusing on things that really do matter, and to see the bigger picture, because it's more than like what you think your personality is and who you think you are. It's what you give yourself, what you watch, what you hear, what you listen to, what you do. All those things shape you into the person that you are. And that's why I feel like I see a lot of the same people over and over again in different bodies, because they're being programmed to be that way instead of
Right.
being authentic in themselves,
Yes.
you know?
My first thought when you were mentioning this shit, like, sorry for swearing, because I'm trying to be better with that. Um, demon possession. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking like straight up like spirits.
No, literally.
You know, like just like going through these people and that's what's going on, and that's it's a game. You know what I mean? The whole thing is orchestrated. Everything that we consume is to basically allow us to be inhabitants of these spirits. It's not even just like the media and the music. It's also the food, the water supply. You know what I mean? Like men being more feminine these days because of estrogen.
I'm so okay. It's
You
so
know,
refreshing. I don't mean to cut you off, but it's
nah,
so refreshing to know that there's people out here that actually understand like the depths of it and how deep it gets, because not a lot of people know this. And this is why I feel like we're seeing a lot of the same person in different bodies.
yeah, yeah. All the Bible is number one for me. I
Me
think
too.
like Christ that's the answer. Um, and that's it. And I'm not supposed to understand any of it. You know what I mean? I just know that it's supposed to get worse before
It gets
we,
better.
we get anything. You know what I mean? So, um, those who understand, those who have ears, let them hear. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And eyes, let them see. But if they don't, we brush our feet off and just walk on to the next. But that's definitely what the game is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's people like I wish people could see it. Like it's so obvious.
It is. It's
You
right
know?
there. It's in our faces. And I don't know. I wouldn't say like it's right in our faces. Like, why don't they see it? A lot of people aren't taught or brought up the way that me or you were. I don't know how you were brought up, but it roots with how you were raised, who you're around, the people you're around. Like, a lot of people don't have the right father figure or mother figure or friends to steer them in a way to understand or comprehend or open up their eyes. Or some people just don't have the willpower to want to go deeper into what life is. And
Yeah.
that sucks. I would hate to be somebody that lives a shallow life and
Yeah.
doesn't understand things for what they are.
Right.
But I was cursed with seeing things for what they are.
Awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Discernment.
But it's not a curse. It's a blessing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when you really have perspective, you already know that like you have the winning hand. You know what I mean? If you know that the Most High is the Most High, Christ is King. You know what I mean? Like, sure, you may suffer, you may not get like the worldly riches or like what people in the world would classify as success, but you have eternity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even then, he tells you not to create your riches on this earth. Store them where they can get, where moths and insects can get to them and they'll decay. You know what I mean? Store up your wealth in heaven. You know what I mean? Try to get more people in the kingdom. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to. That's what matters. But this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. I mean, I feel like maybe I should get into like you asked me, like you not didn't really ask me, but you brought up like my upbringing a little bit, so I'll just go and segue that because my family wasn't really like my grandma believed in Christ, but it was never really talked about openly. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, yes and no, but like there was never any teaching. We went to church occasionally on holidays through gaps, like years of gap years. You know what I mean? Something, you know what I mean? Like, but it was never really like that. I think what it was for me is that I was alone a lot. You know what I mean? And I feel like I had some traumatic shit happen with my father and the demons that had possessed him. And that caused me to like feel like a deep level of shame but I wasn't even fully aware of the shame. You know what I'm saying? But like I already knew I was different. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't afraid to be alone. I was already alone. You know what I'm saying? So like that loneliness, I was molded through it. You know what I'm saying? So like because of that, because I felt like I had nothing, it's hard to put into words, but I wasn't afraid to be, I'm not afraid to stand up for what I believe is right. Just because people are going against the grain of what, you know what I mean? Like as you grow older, first of all, I used to watch TV a lot. Like that's something that
Yeah.
used to regulate me because like I didn't have anything else besides just like locking in, watch a TV, and then learn from this shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was also very loving, and I knew what love is. Like I still had representations of love, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean, and just including people what that looked like. You see all these TV shows, people being stuck up, people talking a certain way, people being mean, and you feel that, and you're like, wow, this is not right. But then it replicates, and you see how people in real life are now replicating these shows, these ways of being. I'm just like, bro, like what is going on? Like this is clearly not what's up.
It's conditioning.
It's conditioning,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm in this whole media production company. Like I want to rewrite the narrative of videos of storytelling. You know what I mean? I used to always have the dream of wanting to be an actor, want to have like be in that in movies and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because I saw the power. You know what I mean? Like this is so powerful. You know what I mean? Like you see, like you could really sway people towards benefit or towards destruction. You know what I mean?
100%,
And
yeah.
more so, it's leaning towards destruction. And I think as I've grown older, my dream kind of dwindled a little bit because I used to think that there was hope to actually get into the gang. You know what I mean? Now I know it's a gang.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you can't just get into the system. You got to do crazy wild shit. You got to be doing wild shit.
Yes, we
If
were
you're
just
famous.
talking about that earlier, literally. So that's crazy that you bring that up because we were just talking about that on how rappers and actors and singer, everything of that sort, like in the public eye, those people literally sell their souls to be who they are. And I don't mean sell their souls. I was telling him earlier. I don't mean sell your souls like cut yourself, use the blood to sign the paper. Not literally like that, but where they want something so bad, they want to be an actor so bad, a singer so bad, that they end up doing things that contradict or go against their beliefs and their boundaries just to get a check. That's selling your soul at the end of the day because you're doing something that you wouldn't normally do for a check.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's crazy. That's why I wouldn't want to be famous or in the public eye at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Yeah. No, I hear that. I definitely hear that. This is all I know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like media and movies and video, like that's like something that like has always infatuated me. So it's like I'm so drawn to it, and I just want to. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's getting more and more prominent. You know what I mean? Like social media, like people need video. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I feel like because I have this love for it, like I can help guide like business owners. Like I don't need to make it into Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I could help business owners. I could help social media people. I could help like people actually display a message in a positive way
Mm-hmm.
and still like live the dream of production.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then scale that. Um, but I don't even know where I was going with it.
Mm-hmm.
But being in the public eye, the famous stuff. So that being said, even with this podcast, it's it's like I feel like I also got to say some stuff too. Like, you know what I mean? Like even though it's like it's not really a good mission, I also feel like if you can spread the gospel,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, and try to maybe help people through some hardships or just like get people towards Christ,
That's what I try to do.
you
Even
know?
if it's like, even if I have a feeling that you don't believe in Christ, like if I came in here and you told me nothing about Christ, I would still try to like subliminally like
Right.
push it towards you. Like without letting you know, like, hey, I love God and I'm trying to make you convert to him and
Yeah.
save your life. I'm not going to tell you that, but I'm just going to throw in maybe some Bible verses and switch them up a little bit so you can
Yeah.
like soak it in
Yeah.
and get it in there. But I'm glad you're on that level and you understand because
Yeah.
now we can have like more open talks about it and I don't have to like beat around the bush and try to like
Yeah, no. No, it's not.
Yeah.
I feel like I beat around the bush a lot because I feel like I've strayed away from saying my testimony on the show. You know what I mean? And I feel like this would be so much more powerful if, I was just more open with my testimony to like cuz like people coming down here and sharing their hardships, but like, my shit is kind of deep, you know what I'm saying? Like it's very deep, like sexual assault,
Mm-hmm.
witnessing gang violence at a young age, seeing my mother get beat, all the bullshit. That like not in any order
Same,
of,
same.
but you know what I'm saying? Like mostly just like the gang violence and the sexual assault. That shit gets you twisted.
I mean, it builds character. Now you probably have the best jokes and you're probably the funniest person in your circle because you have that trauma. I feel like I like to take my trauma and make jokes out of it so it could like lighten up the mood. It makes me a funnier person. It makes me
Yeah.
more light and more
Right.
like
I've
I don't
learned
take everything
gratitude.
so seriously. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm definitely like very satisfied and happy with my walk because I'm just grateful. You know, I feel like a warrior. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I was chosen to experience this stuff because I feel great. You know what I mean? Like I feel really good. You know, so still some stuff holding me back. I'm not perfect, but I like improving. You know what I mean? I find joy in having something to do. You know what I mean? So I'm happy. I'm happy for every little bit of it. Every little bit of it.
You
I'm
should be.
yeah.
This is a great setup that you have here. I would be happy with myself too. I'd be satisfied with myself too. And you only have so much more for yourself to come. So you already
All glory
at
to
a good
God.
point. Yeah. Amen.
That's it. That's it. Jeez Louise, this was interesting. I wasn't expecting.
Right?
Yeah, this was yo.
How
I
long
was.
has it been?
It's been 21 minutes.
That's
21.
good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
I'm just like I've been talking about this whole concept with the women thing. Like I'm glad that you just kind of went on that. You know what I mean? Because I feel like women are very impressionable. And I even had like a guest come on like yesterday, and I was like being very direct because like I saw like this bad bitch energy, and I'm
Oh
just
my
like
god.
I'm
I
like
hate that. Like, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I like the compliment. Oh, you're a bad bitch. But don't put me in that category.
I was directing her. I was like trying to like help her and guide her. She's like basically creating her own suffering.
Yeah, she was
You know what I'm
digging her
saying?
own hole.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, like I really think that this idea, this thought process is what you need to drop. You need to drop this. She got heated, walk off the show. It's like, yo, delete the whole shit. I was like,
Yeah.
you're so stubborn.
Learned behavior. That's learned behavior. That being bad bitch and being assertive and walking out when, like that all that's programming. I'm telling you, like she probably watches baddies. Like she probably watches baddies and
Not
she
to
sees
shade
this stuff.
anybody, you know what I'm
But
saying? But it's just that shit
no, I'm
was,
not all lights, no shade. But
yeah,
I'm telling you, this is stuff that you see and that you choose to put in your life and put out. Whatever you are choosing to put inside and whatever you see, whatever you're like soaking up, that's what's going to show on the surface. So,
right. And I just, just really iterated to me that there's people truly choosing suffering. You know what I mean? Like they know that, I feel like they know that they're toxic.
yeah,
You know what I
people
mean?
love that.
And they want to be.
They love that. I don't know what that. I think it's really just possession. Like
I think
really,
so. It
really
is.
possession because I see it a lot with women. Like me being a girl, obviously, I see it a lot with girls. Like men, I don't be around a lot of them to know, but
Yeah.
I
They're the
know
weaker
that.
vessel.
Yeah, we are.
That's,
We are. But yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. And I really hope that women start to like open up their eyes and see that there's so much more for them. Like, especially if you're a beautiful woman, you have plenty of opportunities, plenty of like open doors for you to go through, and they close their own doors by putting themselves in predicaments or being the way that they are. They close those doors for themselves.
It's mad hard though too, because they're consistently bombarded with all this temptation that's thrown at them too. Because there's a lot of men who are not walking correctly with guidance. You know what I mean? And they're just throwing lust everywhere she goes. You know what I'm saying? And then I feel like she also opens doors too if she's posted on social media. Like that's just only gonna intensify things. Like people need to learn to kind of step away and not try to like, I don't know, is it compliment fishing or just looking for those compliments? Like you are gonna corrupt yourself. You know?
I agree. As someone who does post like sexy pictures, I do agree. However, not to make up excuses, but I got scouted for modeling. So my pictures like have always been free and I've always had a fun time posting pictures and being sexy and attractive. But I do get what you mean by like posting those things because you're going to attract those type of men or shitty men with the pictures that you post. That's why when it comes to men on social media, like DMs and stuff, I don't take any of that seriously. I have to meet you in person for me to actually like you and stuff because social media, I already know what you're here for. I have sexy pictures on my page. I know what you're here for. I don't have time for it, so I don't answer. But like if I meet you in person and I like you, we'll go far. Hence, but yeah, like that's very true. Women do sexualize themselves a lot on social media. I wouldn't bash them though. I love a sexy woman. Go for it, girl. Like, it's your life. If you want to be sexy, be sexy. Like, I don't like to I don't like to tell people what they should and shouldn't do because it's their life at the end of the day, but there is consequences to what you do at the end of the day. So,
Yeah, yeah,
choose wisely.
yeah, yeah. I know. I'm feeling the same way. I'm not trying to tell nobody how to move, but I feel like it's definitely hard with women. With dudes, just like always,
Absolutely.
everybody got to be better.
Absolutely.
Everybody got to be better.
Yeah.
Myself included.
Yeah, men too. They need to be leaders and follow Christ. My thing is like, if you're not a man of God, and I have to push you and make you a man of God, I'm gonna have to slap you up a few times. Oh well, but it's just like it really comes down to when it comes to relationships and couples and stuff, like the dynamic for relationships now is all fucked up. Excuse my language. It's all messed up. It's all messed up. And like I said, it boils down to social media and what's being put out there for people to see. People think it's okay to act a certain way or do certain things because it's put out there. So, yeah, I just think more men have to be leaders. More women have to be loving of themselves first. And yeah, everybody needs to read the word, practice it, try it out, see if it works for them. And if it doesn't, it's your life. Do what you want to do. If you want to steer away from God, if that's not your speed, then do what you want to do. You'll see the consequences. You'll see the fruits. So,
So you got like, do you have like you have no girlfriends? You got some girlfriends?
I lost 2 of my closest friends.
Recently?
I don't have no girlfriends at all.
Dang, what happened?
What happened? The first one, I didn't say happy birthday to her. So she cut me off. I understand. I would have cut me off too, but I was really going through it that day. So I didn't say happy birthday, which is not an excuse, but that 100% was on me.
Women are so different than men. Man.
I know, right? If you miss a man's baby shower, you'll be fine. But let you miss a girl's baby shower, I'm never speaking to you ever again. We're never going to be friends. So it's like, it's heartbreaking, but
I feel like that's also like a new day and age thing. You know what I'm saying?
You think so?
Definitely. Think about in biblical times, right? Like they didn't have cliques.
I don't know. If you
like
didn't
that.
go to my baptism, I would be mad. Like, girl, you didn't go to my baptism.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, but there was no texting. Like, you know how you
No,
if you
so
wanted to say
different
hello
now.
to some happy birthday, you gotta trek.
I know. I wish it was like
You know what I'm
that.
saying?
I wish it was like that, so I didn't
And then
have
just
to
go
get
trek
blamed for not saying happy birthday. I would have been like, "Oh, sorry, I don't know, feeding the sheeps." I don't know.
But why is that? Like, I think that's also like, I think that's a flaw in human nature. Like in the nature of like
Women.
Yeah.
We're different than you guys. We have deeper emotions than you guys.
Nah.
No, we do.
No, I think it's a level of satisfaction. Let's go back to the apple.
No, but like
It wasn't good enough. Perfection wasn't good enough.
yeah, but
Right?
women and men are completely different. Like men are always on this normal speed of hormones and they're always like at a normal speed. Women are like, I'm mad, I'm happy. I feel okay. Oh, I'm sad again. Oh, I like you today. I don't like you today. It's like it's a little different. So
I know why though.
That's why we need leadership. We need leadership because without leadership, that's why dads are important.
That's
Let me
true.
just put that out there now. That's why dads are important. But yeah, I don't know. Like maybe you as a man don't understand why it's so important to say happy birthday. Like me, if you don't say happy birthday to me, you're cut off. Just for the simple fact of it's a very important. This is how I feel she felt. It's a very important day for her. That day is all about her. Women are very supportive with each other. They're supposed to comment on your pictures, like your pictures, and if they don't, then you're looked at as fake or a bitch. Or
But if we believe in Christ, how can it be all about us?
That's why I had a lot of my friends cut off because a lot of my friends had worldly ways and they didn't have a deeper understanding of life. So like the friend that I didn't say happy birthday to, for example, we didn't just fall out just because of like the happy birthday thing. That was just more like the deal breaker. But more so we were falling off with each other because we were on 2 different paths. She's a party girl. She loves to party. I'll applaud to her. Like that's what you like to do with your life. I like to party for a little bit at a time, and then I stopped for a moment in time, and I like stopped hanging out with her because I don't drink alcohol. She likes to drink alcohol. So when we go to the clubs or something, I would be like bored, but she would be lit because she's, intoxicated. But like that's where the difference was between me and her. And I feel like that's really why we drifted apart. That's why I was okay with not saying happy birthday, because I like deep down I really didn't want that bond anymore. So I kind of did like cut it off.
Intentionally.
It wasn't, that wasn't the right way to go about it. I know that, and I knew that then, and I know that now. But I did do it. Don't recommend. There's better ways to cut off friends, but you know, like I knew that she was gonna cut me off, and I was like, okay, fuck it. Like I'm already having a hard day. We already don't align. We're not evenly yoked. Like fuck it. Like we don't have to be friends. It's okay. You know. So.
Yeah, I guess so. Sometimes you just gotta let it just wither away.
Yeah, just let it be.
Nothing wrong with that.
Just let it be.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I'm thinking about the apple right now.
Oh yeah. I know you mentioned it, and I cut you off. Sorry.
No, I'm chilling. I'm just like, these are just like things that are flooding in, like ideas that are coming in. Like, the apple is the knowledge of good and evil, right? When we consumed it, we gained the knowledge of good and evil. You know what I mean? And then you were mentioning like this fluctuation of emotions like that these women are having. Like you're like saying like all these thoughts like blah, 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 because of like this knowledge of good and evil. And I'm just like, they're affected probably more so with this knowledge of good and evil because they're the ones who first initially ate the apple and they like essentially chose it. And we just kind of followed suit and it kind of created this other stuff. But like, that's probably why you guys are hypersensitive, because you guys have more.
I agree.
Formulations of who's going to what are they doing and what does it mean?
Yep.
Like, what are they,
That's how a woman's mind sounds 100% all the time. Exactly like that.
That's straight apple right there.
It's crazy. It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard, but my best advice for women like that are going through that, just make sure you're on your P's and Q's. You know, you're happy with your life. You look pretty every day, because those are the things that count. You know, just keeping up with yourself, loving yourself as much as you can, and trying your best.
Yeah.
Because it is hard.
No matter what I say, I already know that women need a strong woman to like look at, to like actually want to replicate it. You know what I mean? Like if we had more like, and that's why there's like, I feel like the media, women are so impressionable. You know what I'm saying? They see
a new bag, new shoes, new lip gloss.
Right. Like all we need to do is like, these people, they have created their wealth through like stealing it from generations.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And leveraging stuff. So they've had so much more money than anyone because history is on their side. Momentum is on their side. You know what I'm saying? And that being said, they have power money to just throw away just to create images. Like, think about it. We had TV growing up. That shit was like free. You know what I'm saying? Like the commercial, whatever, like how they got the money to do that. So they can create images of what success looks like. And then people start thinking, oh yeah, that's what success is. Fucking bitches, having all this money. You know what I mean? Like acting a certain way. Look at the way they're acting. And yet they have all the success. It must be right.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Very
if we
true.
had more people actually replicating what real success was, real women of God, men of God.
But the thing is, I feel like we do. It's just not it's not put out there because it's not interesting. It's not deemed.
It is interesting.
It's not deemed interesting. Like society doesn't make it society. Society.
By the flesh.
Yeah. That's a better way to put it. Society and by the flesh. These things are satisfying to our flesh. It's what we like to see. It's what we like to hear. These are, you know, like
it's what we want to.
Society's not going to want to see people of God on TV. They're going to get bored. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's really sad.
That's good though, because again, it goes against the commandment, like not to create any idols. We can't just
people
look
don't
at the TV and
understand
have
that.
idols.
People don't understand that though. Like me and you, we're probably more spiritually, what's the word for it? Mature than other people. Some people aren't on our, like, well, I don't know what level of spiritual maturity you have, but you know what I mean? Like our eyes are pretty open, I'd say. So some people who don't have or don't practice what we practice or believe are not going to see things for what they are, how we do. And it's sad. Like some people are just going to die that way without knowing what life is all about. And people are going to die thinking that what they see on TV is what's meant to be. And that's why people are going to get bored when they see the right way of going about things, because they don't understand it. They don't practice it. So when they see anything of God on TV, oh, change this shit. Let's put on baddies, or change this shit. Put on the football game. You know, like they're not used to it. They're conditioned and they're so used to seeing these things, and they're not taught what's right. So they don't know what's right. So it's a cycle of creating children that are not knowledgeable of what is right and what is wrong. I feel, you know?
Yeah. No, 100%.
It's sad. Like, I would love to see more women of God and women of men on TV, acting, making movies. And it doesn't have to always be about scripture. It could be entertaining, but at least like good and like have good fruits to give out through television, through music. Even if it's like I said to you, like, even if it's not straight up like, hey, I'm going to try to spread the gospel to you today. It's like doing it without telling you it's doing it. Like, if it was like that, I feel like it'd be easier to kind of like manipulate people to understand what's good and what's bad by programming them with what's right, by putting it on TV, but not telling them that it's Jesus. Because the word Jesus or anything like God or anything like that, those words are powerful words. People don't want to hear that. Like, a lot of people that are more trying to satisfy their flesh, they don't want to hear that. They want to hear gra gra boom.
Mm-hmm. Even sometimes people who are spiritually mature don't want to hear that, because like from my understanding, like that's not his name.
That was me at one point.
You know what I mean? Like that's not his name. That's not his image. He don't look like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like it'd be mad entertaining just to see like people going around and helping people. You know what I mean? Like seeing like people bless other people with like money or
people do
assistance.
Some people just
like,
don't record
that would be
it.
dope.
You know, some people just don't record it, and we don't see it much because that's not what people want to see on social media. Unfortunately,
right?
People don't want to see people helping people. If you look at like stats and views, people helping people and all those like wholesome videos, they're at the bottom, but twerking is at the top.
But that
Drinking,
could also be
you know?
a psyop. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's a psyop.
Like almost like a false narrative.
Yeah.
You know, like because they control the media, the internet.
Yeah.
So they can decide what gets pumped out and what doesn't, and what gets suppressed. They catch wind of shit, they can make it sure that nobody sees it.
Mm-hmm. That's why a lot of like those really big stories that you see online, they disappear after a few days because they don't want to put attention on that. Like the Epstein files, all that stuff. Oh my God, it's all over my For You page, all over. But like it was brought up, then it wasn't talked about for a period of time. Now it's brought up again, and then I bet you in 2 weeks nobody's gonna talk about it. Nobody's gonna care. Why? Because Kim Kardashian just dropped a new bra. Because Drake just released a new album. That's why people are not gonna talk about it. Because Bad Bunny's performing at the Super Bowl. These are all things to distract us from what really matters. So it's like it's a never-ending cycle. It's literally history repeating itself, but now we have phones, we have screens, so it's way easier to turn our brains to mush and make us stupid and more desirable to like try to satisfy our flesh rather than our souls, and trying to make ourselves better people and enjoy life the way we were meant to enjoy life.
Right. That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I'm just reflecting. I have quite a bit of things I need to work on because I still fall in the flesh. I 100% do.
We're human. It's, but hey, live your life, do what you want to do, enjoy your life the way you want to. That's how I feel. I always tell, like, he always says to me, he's always like, don't give homeless people money. They're going to use it on drugs. I'm like, so what? If they want to use it on drugs, let them use it on drugs. That's their choice. I'm like, do whatever you want. That's how I think. Like, do whatever you want. Whatever you do is going to affect you at the end. Like, I can try my best to, what is that saying? That saying that's like, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't force it to drink the water. Like, you can lead somebody and tell someone how to do it, but if they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. If they don't, like, people are going to do whatever they want at the end of the day. So I'm going to give the homeless man $1 if you want to go buy his little heroin or whatever. Do what you want. If that makes you happy, go do it. If you want to get high in the corner, go do it by all means. Like, that wasn't my intention for you. I'm trying to help you out because I see you in the corner of the street asking for money. You want money? Here. If I was on the corner of the street, this is what I tell them all the time. If I was on the corner of the street and I wanted to get high, you better give me some money because this is my life. I choose to live that way. It's my life. I choose to live that way. No. If people don't want help, they don't want help. You can't do nothing about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't. Some people, if they don't want help,
you can make it harder for them to get their fix. Let them struggle a little bit more. Maybe they'll learn from the struggle. True,
but I don't know. Maybe I wasn't not that I wasn't brought up, because I definitely was brought up to help people out and whatever, but I don't know. I just think that life is so short. Do whatever makes you happy. I can only do so much. I'm my own person. I can only control me at the end of the day, you know?
But what if you give them a fix and they die from that fix?
Their choice. Whoop-de-doo.
Damn.
It's not like,
Shit.
listen, if I had a friend and she was like, hey, can I use your belt? That's a sexy belt. Here you go, girl. And I know she's depressed and she go hang herself. Whose fault is that? It's not my fault. Like, my intentions weren't for her to die. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel about that's how I feel about homeless people with money. I'm gonna give you your money. You could do whatever you want with this.
Bruh.
But if you go get high with it, I can't tell you to do it. That's not my problem. You know, like,
This is why we need to have discernment. You know what I'm saying? Be wise as serpents and as gentle as doves.
yeah.
If you know your friend is going to kill themselves,
But what if I don't know
you're going to be
that?
like, hey, hold on. Sit down with me.
This is why I don't
I
have
need
friends.
you here, son. I need you here.
I'm
The
not
world needs you.
I'm not
I need you.
okay, like I
What's going
comprehend
on?
and I understand what you say. I'm just not all the way there yet. You know, like, I feel like I'm not all the way there yet because I'm 19. I'm still young. So I'm still learning and I'm still, you know, like, I feel like I have
That's
a lot
pretty
of
good.
knowledge.
19 is pretty solid with the information you got right now.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Like, I'm not a dumb
I
girl.
respect
It's just I'm not probably at the level that you are maturity wise when it comes to, you know, the word and knowledge and being wise and just having more years to live and more experience. I don't have those
I've
things.
probably made more mistakes.
That's what I'm still learning. I'm still making mistakes and I'm still learning, and you know, I'm still, like I said, figuring out myself and becoming who I am by meeting new people. And when I say revelation, like, trying to change my ways on reacting and my actions, you know? Like, I'm still learning. I'm not all the way
Yeah.
there yet.
Give yourself that. I respect it.
Mhm.
Make those decisions. Do what you want to do.
Yeah, so
And get discipline from it. I'm telling you, because God's he has a way of, like, for my life, I was doing stuff that I wanted to do, but he had a way of telling me that I don't want to do that.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he came and corrected me. So you got to make mistakes, and that's going to eventually, lead to deeper, clear understanding, better movement. You know what I mean? And ultimately loving yourself better, loving others better.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And really moving with a little bit more purpose.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yep,
go make
yep.
mistakes. I got more mistakes to make too. I know I do.
Mhm.
I've been making this. I got to make the same mistake. I feel like a few more times to really understand shit. You
See,
know what I mean?
that's what I
Like,
mean by, like, meeting the new you were confused on when I said when you meet new people with different like the same qualities in a different person. It's like what you said with mistakes. You're making the same mistakes, but you're learning from them each time. So it's like different revelations. So you're figuring yourself out and you're building yourself little by little by reacting differently and changing your actions towards whatever you did.
yeah, to
So
attract.
yeah,
Or
better.
right.
To better yourself, to, you know.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about things. Still in the growing end of the tree, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. God willing,
Mm-hmm.
we got a lot more to grow. You know what I mean? A lot
Absolutely,
more
yeah.
to help others, guide people, be a representation and example of what truth looks like.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Dope. Is there anything that you feel like you want to touch upon? Anything that you want to get deeper with? Or anything that you want to, like, address to, like, anybody? Maybe a younger version of you? Like,
A younger version of me? Oh my god. Oh my god. If I was sitting here and I had me, the younger version of me, I would probably beat the shit out of myself. Only because, like, that would be the only way to get to me, is beating the shit out of myself when I was younger. Because when I was younger, I was so stubborn, and I still am pretty stubborn till this day. I'm open-minded, but I'm still stubborn in a way. But younger me was extremely stubborn. Like, I was brought up on God. I was brought up on my mom's side of the family is Jehovah's Witness. My dad's side of the family is Christian. So I was always brought up in halls and churches. Always. So I always had the knowledge of God. I've always knew who God was. I always had a relationship with God. Since I was young, I've been praying to God. But I didn't know how to navigate, and I didn't know who I was, and I had a lot of things wrong. Like, I was very insecure when I was younger. I was very hot-headed, and I was a mess. Like, truly, I was a mess. I'm better now. I still have those traits and qualities, just more diluted, but I would say I'm doing pretty good for myself now than when I was younger. But the thing is, when I was younger, the problem with me is I was very aware of what I was doing and how I was doing it and the problems that I had. I was just okay with being a fucked up child because I was a child. And I knew that. I felt like I was so smart very young, and that was very dangerous because I knew that everything that I did when I was younger wouldn't matter because eventually I would grow up. So I would do crazy shit. Like I would fight people, I would argue with people, I would argue with my mom. I had issues with my mom, I would fight with my mom. I had to move with my dad at some point because me and my mom always bumped heads. But yeah, I was very hot-headed, and like I said, the only way to get to me was probably beating the shit out of me, knocking some sense into me because yeah, no, there was no other way to get to me because I already knew who I was. I already made up who I was in my mind. I was already like, nobody could tell me nothing when I was younger. And I was always set on whatever decision I made or whatever, thought I had when I was younger. Now I still am that way a little bit, but I'm more open-minded and I'm trying to like listen to people and, trying not to think like I know it all or act like I know it all. That's the problem with people nowadays. People think they know it all. People don't know it all. You don't know it all, and that's really powerful to not know it all. That's a gift. That's how you want to live. You don't want to live knowing it all. That's the problem with people. You do not want to live knowing it all. You would have a very shitty, boring life. But if you live open-mindedly and you're like, okay, wait, maybe I am doing this wrong, or okay, wait, maybe this is a better way to do X, Y, and Z, then you would have a better, easy, flowing life, because you're open-minded. So I'm just working on my open-mindedness and still balancing and managing my boundaries while being open-minded, So yeah.
Yeah, respect.
Yeah, I would say advice to younger me. Try to be more open-minded and less stubborn and stop acting like you know it all and grow a pair and, stop trying to argue with people when they have your best interest in mind and they're trying to help you.
What do you mean grow a pair?
Grow a pair? Like grow a pair of balls?
I know that, but like in what regard? Like what do you need to grow? Like
when I say grow a pair, like grow up, like stop being a little kid, like smack on the hand. Like
what fear does she need to overcome?
Younger me? When I say grow a pair, like I just mean like grow up. Like stop being so childish. But I was a child, so I would tell little me to grow a pair, if I'm being honest. This is why I don't have kids. If I had kids, the advice I would tell you, grow a pair. Do things right. That's why I don't have kids.
They come back with a pear tree.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, grow a pair. Just like grow up. See things for what they are. Like open your eyes. Keep your mind open to things. Like stop acting like you know it all. That's it. That's all I would say to my younger self. Good thing there is no younger me. I mean, I have 2 little sisters. One's 2, and one is, I don't even know how many months, a few months. And Lord, I really hope they're not like me, but I really don't think they're going to be like me. But if they are, girl, my mom got a good ride for herself, because me and my mom, we're good now. Me and my mom are great now. But before, ooh. But my dad, I didn't grow up with my dad in the house. Like, my dad was always there, but not in the house. Like, they lived separately. So I didn't have that guidance. But my sisters, they have their dad. So it might be different for them growing up. Like, I feel like you need your dad to keep you in place. Like, my mom, she tried her best to play both roles. Because my dad lived in Worcester when I was younger. My mom tried her best to play both roles. But, women can't be a man. They can't smack you up and teach you how to be a man. So, I grew up with my dad present, but not like there in the house. But it would have been better if my dad was in the house, because then he could be like, you're not going here. You're not hanging out with them. Like he would guide me better than my mom. No shade to my mom. My mom did a pretty good job with me, but I feel like if my dad was in the house, I would be a completely different person. Yeah.
So did you have contact with your dad growing up? Like,
yeah, me and my dad are like this. I always had contact with him. He just never lived in the house as me. Like, I lived with him for a year because me and my mom were having issues, as mother and daughters always do. But, I lived with my dad for a year. I see him every day now. So, but I never grew up with him in the house. Me and my dad are tight. my dad taught me a lot of what I know, like now. He definitely did. He taught me how to navigate life in a different perspective than the way my mom, because my dad's an entrepreneur. My mom's more of a workaholic. She works a lot. She's by the books. She does stuff by the books. My dad's more like the creative, artsy side. So me and my dad get along a little more. We're more chill because my dad's just more artsy. But my mom's more like a do things right, do things by the books. This is how you do everything right. My dad's more of a rules are meant to be broken type of guy, you know, like rules are there to be broken, you know.
Make your own rules.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's good guidance.
Mm-hmm.
What was the thing that like changed you?
Changed me? Oh my God, everything. I would say my first breakup. That's like cliche. I feel like your first breakup or your first love changes you no matter what, no matter who you are. Your first love teaches you like that even if you love someone 100%, like there's people out there that will betray you even if you love them 100%. So I learned that very young. Oh, what else? Living with my dad, I would say changed me a lot because living with my mom had everything. My mom had everything, and she was a woman, so she knew how to cater to me and what I needed, especially with like woman issues, if you know what I mean. Like she knew how to take care of those things. When I lived with my dad, oh my God, when I needed stuff like for women's stuff, he wouldn't understand. So it was just like it was so different. Like, and then my dad, like, he didn't have as much money as my mom, so I was living kind of like poor, not poor, like I wasn't on the street, but like I didn't have the nicest clothes. I didn't have my hair done because my mom wasn't there. I didn't get my like, I didn't know how to be a girl or like I was a little tomboy. I would dress like a boy. I wouldn't do my hair. I was really insecure because I didn't know how to be a girl, like be pretty and stuff. Like I would see girls go to school and they have their hair done and have their cute outfits and their nice shoes, and I would go to school looking like a little tomboy because I didn't know how to do my hair. I didn't have women around me that knew how to do my hair. I didn't know how to shop for myself because I was still figuring out my style, and I was like 12 years old, so I was in that awkward phase where you're still trying to like experiment with clothes. So I was wearing the weirdest shit and dressing the weirdest way and meeting the weirdest people, and it was just bad. Like that changed me for sure. Like once I got back to my mom's house, I was like, I need everything girly. I need to learn how to do my makeup. I need to learn how to do my hair. I need to learn how to dress. Like then I started to get more into myself. So I would say my first like betrayal definitely changed me and my outlook on things. Taught me how to love myself more rather than loving someone entirely. Taught me how to love myself more. And then living with my dad, just learning how to be a girl because I didn't know how to be a girl. I was a tomboy. A ugly one. I was so ugly. I was. I wish I could put up like the pictures of me back in the day. It was bad.
We can.
No, I don't. Never mind. It was a joke. It was a joke. No, it was
Throw
so
it up.
bad. It was so bad. Like, I cut my own bangs. It was so bad. My bangs were like up to here. My hair was always choppy. And I had braces, and I was just like, not at bottom of the barrel. I was still pulling people. People still liked me. I was like, oh, okay. So I must be cute because people still like me, even if I'm dressed choppy and my outfits are shitty and my hair is fucked up, you know. So. Yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't change anything like from my past. I love everything that happened to me because it made me me. I wouldn't be me if it weren't for anything that happened to me in the past.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, man.
Boom. Lovely. This was quite deep. It was like refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
I was looking forward to this podcast for like from the first time you texted me till now.
Yeah. How come?
I love talking. I'm a chatterbox. I told you. Like I used to do podcasts before in high school because I had this really dope teacher. Shout out to Miss Blinn. Miss Blinn,
what up?
she was so sweet, so sweet. She had her own podcast room. She had all the gear. Like she had dope gear, and she spent a lot of money on it. And I used that podcast every day after school. I made my own groups. Like I would recruit people to be on the podcast. I would do the podcast, and then I would go live. And I was like, okay, I like this. I like having power. Like I made groups, and then I would like talk and debate, and then I would have boys come in, and then we would talk about like, you know, you ever see those podcasts where it's like men and women debating? I was doing that in high school at like 17 years old. I was doing that. So that like I've always liked talking. So it was kind of like reliving the moments that I had in the podcast room now, but like in a cooler setting with doper gear and like dope lighting, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I was excited. I love podcasts, just not the ones where it's men and women debating and saying weird, crazy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want that type of structure.
Yeah, no.
That's but
That's the only fear I had when I was coming over here. I was like, oh my God, I hope he's not one of those guys that want to debate about everything.
women are wrong about everything. Everything.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was gonna be like.
Everything. No, I'm just playing. I'm just joking.
But yeah.
Yeah, all jokes. But yeah, this was good.
Yeah,
This
it
is
was.
good. I don't think I have any other questions, honestly. You know what I mean? I feel like that was a good dialogue, I think. You know what I mean? I think
we
a lot.
touched up on a lot.
Yeah.
We hopped from topic to topic. I think we covered a good enough amount of topics, I feel.
Yeah, right? That was dope. I feel like we would just have to hit it for a part 2 if we ever like have more talking points, but we could use like I don't know. I really liked your like I love when women kind of understand how like the whole climate is all kind of types of fucked up. You know what I mean? And I feel like women don't usually have time to hear shit that men have to say. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like maybe having a woman open up about that, like sometimes people just need to hear things to be like, for it to click. You know what I mean? And then sometimes people are only receptive through a certain medium. If I said the same thing you're saying, like, it might not hit as hard.
I'd probably reach a different audience than you that you wouldn't be able to reach, and vice versa.
And the fact that you also have a testimony of dropping your friends because of this behavior. So it's not just like, like you're actually like, so it's interesting. You know what I mean? So if you come on for a part 2, I want to dive deeper more into that, to like the side of like women and the BS that they be consuming.
Oh, I have a lot. So whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe we could talk about like men and like the BS they're consuming. Men. You know what I mean? Men is just like more just like.
I don't like talking about men. I'm not a man, so I can't really, I can't tell a man what's right and wrong. You're a man, Like I could try my best from my knowledge.
Yeah, no, I'm not asking you to do that. I'm just saying like as far as like a contrast in the episode, so there's value on both ends.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it'd be like, men and women can hear, your perspective from the women on their side, and then men and women can hear the perspective of men on my side.
But we're already kind of doing that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, life is deep. You never know. You know what I'm saying? So
it definitely is. Yes.
Yeah, just to pump out more content.
I'm down. I love content.
Yeah. But yeah, that was dope. Yeah. Again, thank you so much for coming on. This was awesome. I had no idea that you're going to be a fellow believer, So, I feel conversations can get way deeper when you have like someone who kind of understands where things are.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. I really do.
Me too.
Yeah. So we're going to link her socials down below in the comments, guys. If you want to follow along or just leave a comment about the show, anything you guys want, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.